Viewer beware, you're in for a scare. Why, hello there YouTube, and welcome to a horror talk. So, this month's retrospective or discussion I'm doing on the Goosebumps franchise, or Goosebumps series. So, Goosebumps, as you know, is a child anthology horror series created by R.L. Stein, who wrote tons of books on the series, and was even adapted into a TV series in the 1990s. And of course, any 90s kid like myself will know, the opening credits for the show, because, I grew up in the 90s and watching this. So, Goosebumps. Did I like this series as a kid? Well, no. I was a bit of a fraidy cat as a kid. I'll be honest, I only went as far as Scooby-Doo and Casper the Friendly Ghost, and every time Goosebumps would be on, I would always be scared and not want to watch it. I would run out, terrified of it. But then, at school, because when I was at primary school, at the end of the day, if we'd finished all our work and everything, the teacher would sit us down and she'd read us a story. And I remember, for a whole week she read the book The Girl Who Cried Monster, which is a Goosebumps book. And I guess that was my proper introduction to the series, and when she read it, it didn't sound that bad. And I thought, okay, so Goosebumps doesn't sound so scary, so I thought I would give the series a try. And I did. I still found it scary and unsettling, but looking at it now, I'm so immune to it all. I've seen far worse stuff. And, a lot of the effects and some of the 90s cheese is very dated now. But I look back at it now with fond memories. I even binge watched the entire, TV series, on Netflix, because it was available on there. So that's how I got into this series, and I watched it. I even watched the two films as well with Jack Black, Goosebumps and Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. But we'll get to those a little bit later on. So, Goosebumps, it was, it was originally a book series which went from 1992 to 97, I believe, and there's 62 books of the original series. So it was so like I said, the books were written by R.L. Stein, whose real name is Robert Lawrence Stein, born the 8th of October 1943. So the guy's like 77 now. And he went on to become the co-creator of the TV series and executive producer. And in the 5th season of the show, he would do a little introduction of like his favourite Goosebumps books that he wrote. Now, R.L. Stein as a kid, he pretty much kept himself to himself. He didn't go out much, he didn't have many friends. So, as a way of all that, he sort of made up his own friends, all these monsters that he created, and wrote them all down. And that was probably the beginning of the Goosebumps series, and went on to write them. And of course, some of the stories, were inspired by real events that he'd experienced. Like, one of his kids bought a Frankenstein mask and they put it on and they couldn't get it off, and that gave him an idea for a book, and that was The Haunted Mask. And that's one fact I know of. But yeah, R.L. Stein was always fascinated with the classic horrors, and pretty much used that as a way of making friends, like just coming up with all these imaginary monster friends. And eventually, like I say, he wrote the Goosebumps books. And, he used to write, apparently he used to write like 3 books a year or 3 books a month, I'm not quite sure. But of course he doesn't keep that pace anymore, because can you honestly blame him? So, like I say, this is child-friendly horror. So, first of all, what I've noticed in the years of the Goosebumps series is no one ever dies in the Goosebumps books. If the stories involve ghosts or zombies or the undead, they died long before the story began. I also noticed that they reflect a lot of things that are very unlikely to happen, but could still happen. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, R.L. Stein had quite the imagination for these books, and he wrote 62 of them. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't read all these 62 books, okay? Like I say, I was a very late bloomer into liking horror, especially kids' horror. Yeah, I did like the other series, Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's like my sister liked Goosebumps, but she didn't like Are You Afraid of the Dark. I liked Are You Afraid of the Dark. She liked Goosebumps. Like, she didn't like Are You Afraid of the Dark? But, there were 62 books, and from what I can gather, I've read Stay Out the Basement, The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, The Girl Who Cried Monster, can't forget that one. I read that one for myself properly as well. The Girl Who Cried Monster, Deep Trouble, Night of the Living Dummy 1 and 2, The Haunted Mask, Monster Blood. Monster Blood, I feel, has become like the franchise's logo, like the Goosebumps logos illustrated with the Monster Blood. So yeah, Monster Blood. I think I've also read. I think I read Vampire Breath the once, and I think I also read. What else did I read? Oh, Goosebumps book I read. Like I said, I've not read them all. And oh yeah, The Barking Ghost. And I think I also read. Was it? I think I also read. Was it? You Can't Scare Me. I think I read about a grand total of 11 of the 62 books. So I've got here the books in what order they were all made in. So the first book was Welcome to the Dead House. That was released in July 1992. Stay Out of the Basement, again July 1992. Monster Blood, September 92. Say Cheese and Die. Sounds very brutal and sinister. November 92. That's it, The Curse of the Mummy Tomb. That's the 11th book I read. The Curse of the Mummy Tomb, January 93. Let's Get Invisible, March 93. Night of the Living Dummy, May 93. The Girl Who Cried Monster, May 93. Welcome to Camp Nightmare, July 93. The Ghost Next Door, August 93. The Haunted Mask, September 93. Be Careful What You Wish For, October 93. Piano Lessons Can Be Murder, November 93. The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, December 93. You Can't Scare Me, January 94. One Day at Horrorland, February 94. I think that's another one I think I'd read as well, so I think I read 12. Why I'm Afraid of Bees, March 94. Monster Blood 2, April 94. Deep Trouble, May 94. The Scarecrow Walks at Midnight, June 94. Go Eat Worms, July 94. Ghost Speech, August 94. The Mummy, Return of the Mummy, September 94. Phantom of the Auditorium, October 94. Attack of the Mutants, November 95. My Hairiest Adventure, December 94. A Night in Terror Tower, January 95. The Cuckoo Clock of Doom, February 95. Monster Blood 3, March 95. It Came From Beneath the Sink, April 95. Night of the Living Dummy 2, May 95. The Barking Ghost and the Horrors of Camp Jelly Jam, both released. Oh wait, no. The Barking Ghost, June 95. The Horrors of Camp Jelly Jam, July 95. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, August 95. The Shocker on Shock Street, September 95. The Haunted Mask 2, October 95. The Headless Ghost, November 95. The Abominable Snowman in Pasadena, December 95. How I Got My Shrunken Head, January 96. Night of the Living Dummy 3, February 1996. Bad Hair Day, March 96. Egg Monsters from Mars, April 96. The Beast from the East, May 96. Say Cheese and Die Again, June 1996. Ghost Camp, July 96. How to Kill a Monster, August 1996. The Legend of the Lost Legend, September 1996. Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns, October 1996. I know there's loads. Vampire Breath, November 1996. Calling All Creeps, December 96. Beware of the Snowman, January 97. How I Learned to Fly, February 97. Chicken, March 97. Don't Go to Sleep, April 97. The Blob That Ate Everyone, May 1997. The Curse of Camp Cold Lake, June 1997. My Best Friend is Invisible, July 1997. Deep Trouble 2, August 1997. The Haunted Skull, September 97. Werewolf Skin, October 97. I Live in Your Basement, November 1997. And finally, Monster Blood 4, December 1997. Like I say, R.L. Stein wrote a ton of these books, and as I've said, I haven't read every single one. The ones out of the 12 that I have read, I think my favourite one is The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, because I love werewolves. And like I say, he pumped out a lot of books, sometimes like 2 a month. And like I say, he doesn't keep that pace anymore. Over time, R.L. Stein became known as the Stephen King of children's literature, which I think, yeah, is a worthy title. In fact, he was once one of the best child authors, voted, the top best child author. Of course, since then, J.K. Rowling has took that title from him. But, the guy's old now, he deserves a break. Of course, he did expand on his Goosebumps franchise by having, like, spin-off books and, mail. Having other Goosebumps books out that I haven't read. And in 2015, there was even a movie where it followed the fictionalized R.L. Stein, played by Jack Black, who wrote the Goosebumps books, but had all his imaginary monsters in manuscripts, which some nosy kids accidentally let out, and they had to put them all back in quickly, and they managed to. And then, of course, they did a sequel called Goosebumps 2 Haunted Halloween. Jack Black wasn't as featured in it as he was in the previous film, but it was still a good enough fun family sequel, where Slappy the Living Dummy came out and got revenge or what have you, and unleashed the monsters. The films are very cartoony and slapstick, to the series. The TV series was very, very sort of somewhat serious, but still good. It even had a few familiar future horror faces in there, including one episode called It Came From Beneath the Sink. It had a young Catherine Isabel featured in that. The show, of course, is a Canadian show. I always thought it was American, but it isn't. It's Canadian. Because, of course, I believe R.L. Stein is Canadian. By the way, I'm not doing a ranking on these books because, like I said, I've not read them all, and yeah, no, he's American, but the show was Canadian. Of course, R.L. Stein has wrote other horror anthology books over the years, the Fear Street series, Rotten School, Mostly Ghostly, The Nightmare Room, but is probably best known for his Goosebumps series. So, yeah, I think I'll leave that there, because, like I say, the Goosebumps series over the years has just, you know, the books are very hard to get hold of these days. In fact, I haven't seen any books on sale for Goosebumps since the early 2000s, I don't think. Maybe they should be due for a re-release, but yeah, Goosebumps, forever expanded, and just a crazy universe R.L. Stein created for himself. So let me know down in the comments below, what is your favourite Goosebumps book and story, whatever. What is your favourite Goosebumps monster? I gotta like Slappy the Living Dummy. Probably the Whale for Fever Swamp as well. Anyways, yeah, which is your favourite book? Like I say, I think my favourite is The Whale for Fever Swamp, followed by The Girl Who Cried Monster, and One Day in Horrorland. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all I needed to say about the Goosebumps series. Have you seen it? Have you read it? Let me know all that down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. All my social media links are linked down below in the description, so be sure to check all that out. And like I say, that's it for this one. So I've been Rad Ross. This has been Horror Talk on the Goosebumps series. So until next time, don't have nightmares.